Mature content.
All right. I'm skipping all that bullshit. I'm going to make sure this is all set up and ready to go here. All right. We have a verdict. We have a verdict. Is this the fastest verdict? Why does it feel like there's no light in here? Is this the fastest verdict in the history of verdicts? What the fuck is with these lights? What's up, guys? Thanks for being here. Oh, shit. Oh, my Lanta. Here we go. Holy shit. By the way, while we wait, I mean, I guess we'll see how fast this goes, but I thought the first prosecutor was awesome.
Second.
I thought the first prosecutor...
We are on the record in case number 2020 CF 2603, State of Florida versus Sarah Boone. State, let me get your appearance for the record.
Steve Castro on behalf of the state. William J. for the state.
Defense.
James Owens for Ms. Boone.
Kevin Bennett for Sarah Boone.
Mr. Henderson's not going to be here for the vote.
Okay, all right. Ms. Boone is seated at counsel's table, wearing the same clothing from this morning. Yes, Mr. Beck.
The judge, they've got her in chains, and they've got her in the ankle.
Yeah, keep her in them.
So she can't go anywhere. I'm just
keep her.
We would like to rise during the.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
If there's any way we can take off the
No.
handcuffs and the
No.
waist chain.
No.
So that the jury wouldn't see it in case there's something wrong with the verdict form or
No.
there's an issue. Which
Keep her in it.
Happens, but
Keep
that's
her
not-
in them.
Okay. I've been advised by the sheriff that during the reading of the verdict, due to Ms. Boone's status as an inmate, their leg irons and the cuffs are to be attached.
Good.
But she's going to stay seated.
That's fine.
Mr. Beck's going to stay seated.
I would ask for us all to remain seated, and could you remind everybody in the gallery that there should be no emotional reactions?
I was just about to address that, sir. Thank you very much. All right, members of the jury, my understanding, or members of the gallery, good evening. My understanding is that the jury in this matter has reached a verdict. I don't know what it's going to be until it's read. If you are unable to contain yourself emotionally, and you're going to react in any way, be it in joy or in sadness,
No, if it's
I'm going to
joy,
ask you politely
guilty.
to excuse yourself at this time. There cannot be any emotional outbursts when the verdict is read. Does everybody understand that? I see everybody nodding their heads. Okay.
I'm lying.
State, are we ready to bring in our jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, are we ready to bring in our jury?
Yes, Judge.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our jury. Everyone will remain seated.
You will bring the jury.
Jesus, what the hell? Amy, welcome to the Bows. Good to see you, Amy. Thank you so much. Capri Sun's in the chat. Oh, she better be guilty. She's got to be this quick. No one fell for that bullshit. Oh, your daughter couldn't change her oil, so she didn't know that he was suffocating? Fucking asshole. Put that coke... Ugh. That defense closing was trash. Trash closing. Trash. I thought he did a good job up until that closing. Trash. That was a trash. It was like he won it. It looks like he won that closing. Like he wasn't even prepared for that shit.
State, do you recognize our jury?
Here we go.
Defense, do you recognize our jury?
You
Members of the jury, you may be
goofy
seated.
bee.
Thank you. Members of our jury, good evening. I understand that you've come to a verdict in this case.
Yes.
If you could please hand the verdict form to the deputy, please. Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, if you could please publish the verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the 9th Judicial Circuit in Orange County, Florida, case number 2020 CF 2603, the State of Florida versus Sarah Boone. The verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree. As
Guilty,
charged in the
bitch.
information. So say we all, dated at Orlando, Orange County, Florida, on this 25th day of October 2024. The form has been signed by the foreperson.
Madam Clerk, please poll our jury.
Juror in seat number 1, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror in seat number 2, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror in seat number 3, is this your true
Yes,
and
it
correct
is.
verdict? Juror in seat number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 5, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Members of our jury, again, I want to thank you for your time, your sacrifice, and your attention in this matter. I know that we spent almost 2 weeks together, and it was not taken lightly, and I really appreciate the time and the effort and the sacrifice that you put into this case. I want to advise you now of your final instruction. Members, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and your consideration in this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak to anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. With that, members of the jury, again, I thank you for your service. I'm going to ask you to return to the deliberation room. I'll be back there shortly with your jury certificates, and thank you. Ms. Boone, the jury has spoken in this matter and has found you guilty of murder in the second degree. The court adjudicates you guilty of murder in the second degree. As this is your first felony conviction, you are entitled to a pre-sentencing investigation by the Department of Corrections. Mr. Owens, are you seeking that in this case?
Yes.
Okay. State, I will order the Department of Corrections to prepare the pre-sentencing investigation. State, for the purposes of sentencing, do you anticipate eliciting any testimony from, be it the victim's family?
2 or 3 victim impact statements, sir.
Okay. Mr. Owens, do you plan on presenting any evidence during the course of the sentencing hearing, sir?
Probably some testimony from Dr. Harper.
Okay. All right. How long do you think, State, that you would need?
You mean timing-wise, or are we thinking?
A quantum of time, sir. Yeah, well, normally it takes about 30 days or so. I'm confirming with Anita as to availability. I just want to know from your side of the ledger, how much time? Okay, 15 minutes. How much time do you think you're going to need to produce anything from your side of the ledger, sir? Mr. Owens.
I'd say 30 minutes.
Okay.
30 to 45.
So if we set this for an hour, that would be sufficient.
Party agreed.
Okay.
State agrees.
Is that sufficient, Mr. Owens?
Yes.
Okay, all right, give me a moment.
Thanks for coming in, everybody, to see this verdict. If you're coming in late, guilty, as she should be. Guilty. Suffocated a man, this piece of shit. Abused him, this piece of shit. Guilty. I don't even think they ate a sandwich. Whatever they had to eat, they were like, this shit is cold. I'm not staying here. Guilty. They didn't need any time. This has got to be a record. How quick was that? Cut off the time it took to get to the jury room and the time it took to get back. How long was that? 30 minutes? Was it even that long? I don't know.
Ms. Berrios is checking. Just give us a moment.
And I guarantee to the very end, this piece of shit thought she was going to be not guilty. And by the way, you know who the person who is punished the most by all of this? You know the person who is like, oh, fuck me, man. Her cellmate right now is fashioning a noose. Can you imagine now if she's got a cellmate?
We
That
can
person.
set this matter for 1:30 in the afternoon for sentencing on December 2. State, is that acceptable? It's a Monday.
I had a status hearing, but I'll make it work.
I can move it to later if necessary.
I'm co-counsel on it. I'll make it work.
Okay. Defense.
Give me 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
I thought Owens
Monday,
did a good
December 2 at 1:30?
Yes, sir.
did a good job up to the closings. He did his best defending her, but she was a guilty piece of shit.
Ma'am, you've been adjudicated guilty. I now remand you into the custody of the Orange County Jail pending sentencing on December 2 at 1:30. State, anything else we need to address?
Not from the state.
Defense. All right. Thank you very much. We're off the record.
Wow. Well, I'll say this. I gave Prosecutor Jay, and I still will give him a hard time. I thought the Prosecutor Cacciatore, I think his name is, that dude crushed the closing. I wasn't a big fan of the other guy's closing, Jay, but whatever. They got it done. I mean, did they need that? I mean, the video spoke for itself. Res ipsa liquitor, bitches. It spoke for itself. She is fucking laughing and cursing at a man who is suffocating in, like the guy said, in a box. She made his coffin. She put him in it. She was so fucking scared. Now it's the time to rough her up. She's got to accidentally trip her to the desk. Accidentally kick her one leg into the other leg. She falls. Fuck her. Give her the finger, dude. Give her the finger. Oh, she's the worst. She's the fucking worst, man. After seeing those videos she had on her phone of George, I mean, obviously, what she did was awful, but really, what a piece of shit. What an absolute monster piece of shit. Narcissist. You know, until the very end, she thought she was getting away with this. The true psychopath is right. All right, I'm just going to keep it on to see if they trip her. Otherwise, me and Babe are having a date night. That's why I have my Cutwater mango margarita. Delicious. I'm not sponsored, but Cutwater, if you want to sponsor me, your mango margaritas are delicious. Delicious. Only 12.5% alcohol. 2 shots of something. Cutwater tequila, triple sec, lime juice, natural flavors. Take her out of there. Push her. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. She better not see the light of day. She better be in jail for the rest of her fucking life. She better not be parole eligible. Can you imagine suffocating him? She suffocated. She went to bed when a man suffocated in her fucking house. Suffocated. Like the worst. It's got to be the worst. I mean, no death is good, but like... Oh, they have no parole. Madeline says Florida has... Yeah, and 4 years. This happened in 2000. This is she delayed that shit by fucking around with all getting rid of her attorneys. Oh, Madeline says you do minimum 85% and can be released. Well, then give her 600 years. Give her 700 years. Do 85% of that. Although she may be a witch, so I don't know. Babe's laughing out there. She hasn't even drank yet. Oh, she has pink handcuffs. I think I've seen that before. Take your fucking notes. Wipe your ass with them. All right, guys. Justice is served. I mean, just an awful, awful piece of shit, Sarah Boone. Going to jail. Guilty. Thank you, everyone who watched the replays with me because I couldn't cover it live. Thank you, everyone who retweeted all my tweets and all that stuff. Publicly Buzz live on Kick tonight. Check that out. Steve's doing a movie marathon. Check him out. Elizabeth L, all the mods, Sarah, all the mods, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. You guys are awesome. I love you. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody. Deja, everyone. All you guys are the best. Joanne, everyone. I wish I could say thank you to everyone. But it's date night, and I'm having some Cutwater margs. Love you all. Thank you so much. Squadushal. Deuces. YOLO.